New Apostolic Reformation is an influential Christian movement that's become more and more influential in the past 10 years. And they played a very significant role in the intertwining of the Maga movement, the Heritage Foundation, and evangelical Christians. If you see the images of the people in the Oval Office with their hands extended and praying for Donald Trump, some of those famous pictures, those are directly influenced by New Apostolic Reformation groups. They're very active politically. It's not, just to be clear, it's not a denomination, but it's a network of charismatic leaders, churches, and ministries. They believe heavily in modern day restoration of the offices of the apostles and prophets. And that would be kind of a parenthesis where your Kat Kerrs come in and your Kim Clements and people sort of that ilk, YouTube prophets and things. They're seen as kind of having special spiritual authority and sort of functioning as the divine mouthpiece of God. So the idea with this modern day apostles and prophets is they think that God has anointed new apostles and prophets to lead the church and take dominion over society. And a part of this thinking, I don't know if you guys have ever heard this term, this was heavy in one of the churches I attended, was the idea of dominion theology or dominionism. Have you guys ever heard of that? Okay.
Only
Lance,
recently. Only
recently.
recently.
You might also hear it referred to as seven mountain dominionism. And the idea is that Christians should take the kingdom by force with regards to the societal institutions of government, media, education, business, and these seven kind of hills of culture, and that they should influence them for the cause of evangelicism, conservatism, and ultimately hasten the return of Christ by preparing the body. They have a heavy emphasis on spiritual warfare, very, very big into the idea of casting out demons, battling satanic forces. They see Hollywood and the media as demonic. They see elements in pop culture as being almost like, you'll hear some things like music is spell casting, secular music is spell casting, and it's trying to infiltrate your spirit and this and that and the third. They're also very, very big into miracles and sort of the supernatural aspect with healings, with prophecies, things like that. You can use your imagination. And this is the big one. The prophets believe they get direct revelation from God themselves about politics and world events. And then they go onto YouTube or they go into their churches and they preach not just, it is no longer the message of Christianity. It is the message of take the kingdom by force, right? That any means justifies the end. And